I'm looking outside and one of my cats is like staring at me from the window like, why aren't you going to the door right now and letting me in? Even though it's perfectly nice outside, he is not suffering at all by sitting at that window. But he's just giving me this look of just, why? Why aren't you helping me? Hi kitty cats! So today we're doing a mask. It's another Mask Monday. And what I'm going to be doing is this acne-free sulfur mask. Someone had asked me about acne masks, ones that were good for acne. And since I've liked many other acne-free products, I thought this would be a good one to do. So the face needs to be wet. And then you take some of the product. Ugh. Looks like this. And then you rub it into the face until it turns blue. Which is really hard for me to see how blue it is because I can't see without my glasses. It doesn't look very blue according to my fingers. I'm not getting a very blue, there's like a blue tint. But I'm not seeing blue. It's bluish, but I wouldn't call it blue. But I guess we're gonna go with it. It says gently massage into clean wet skin for 2 to 3 minutes. Oh, 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, so I haven't been doing it for long enough. Sorry about that. So, 2 to 3 minutes of rubbing seems a bit excessive to me. But hey, we'll just keep doing it, I guess. And see if it gets bluer. I already don't like this mask because the amount of work that's going into it. I know it's really not that bad, but I'm just like, really? 2 to 3 minutes, and that's already drying up there. So and there's no way I'm going to rub this into my face for 2 to 3 minutes. It's already starting to 2 to 3 minutes. It is bluish, and I'm going to meet you in a minute in the other room. Yeah, I'm not happy with this mask because the instructions are faulty, in my opinion. It's already like cement on my face. It started to dry as I was rubbing it in. It said to rub it in for 2 to 3 minutes and let it turn blue. It became like blue tinged. I realized my mistake and started to rub it in again, but it was like, it's already drying on my face. So how could I keep rubbing something in that's already drying? Like it's getting dry very quickly. It says to leave it on for 10 minutes afterwards. You get it to turn blue and to let it dry. And I'm like, are you kidding me? It's already dry. Like in 10 minutes, my face is just going to be complete cement because it's like that. So I usually like clay type masks, but I don't like this one. Whatever works. I'm looking outside and one of my cats is like staring at me from the window like, why aren't you going to the door right now and letting me in? Even though it's perfectly nice outside, he is not suffering at all by sitting at that window. But he's just giving me this look of just, why? Why aren't you helping me? I really wish I had a cat door sometimes, but the kind that you could lock so that I could lock it at night after like they're all in, because I don't really want skunks or anything coming into the house either. There was this one time, here's a story. There was this one time where I called the cats in for the night, because some of them are out a little bit later than I prefer. I prefer them to be in before it gets dark, like super dark. And sometimes they're just jerks to me about it. And I was calling them all in, and usually one or two will mosey on in, but some of them will be like, nah, we're staying out for a little bit longer. It's a big pain in the butt. And this time they all came running. Like, 1, 2, 3. I was just like, holy crap. The cats are like losing it here trying to get inside. And I was like, good. You know, I wasn't thinking about why they would be doing that. And then I saw Waffle. And I thought, wait, Waffle was the first one in. Waffle's the only cat I have that's like gray and black. You know, he's tiger striped gray and black, but he's gray and black. Or tabby cat, whatever you want to call him. And I saw like gray and black and was just like, Waffle, and then it hit me. And I shut the door so fast, and I was so lucky, because if I had not, that raccoon would have climbed right in through the door. Like, as it was, and I locked it immediately. I slammed the door shut, and then I locked it. Because once I saw raccoon, I was like, little bears with hands. Little bears with hands. That's what comes into my head. Because they have hands. They are able to open things that other animals cannot. And immediately, like, the doorknob started going like that. And I was like, those little jerks. And I cast aside the curtain and I looked down, and there was not just one raccoon or 2 raccoons. I counted 6 raccoons. There were 6 raccoons piled up on my front porch. And I'm like, and I turned to my cats and I was like, what did you tell them? It's just like, why did they come here? Like, it was so weird. I was just like, why are they trying to get in my house? Like, did you tell them the food was really good here? Because they're trying really hard. Like, they really wanted to come in. And they were chittering. They were chittering and chattering outside the door. And I was just like, oh my God, I'm so happy that one of them had. Because people think raccoons are really cute, and they are. And if you've had one since it was a baby, I'm sure it can be quite tame. If, you know, it's been with you since a baby. I don't think it's the best idea, but I understand there are, you know, certain circumstances where it happens. I've seen that video, you know, where the raccoon was hurt and she took it in as a child and took care of it. And I think that's beautiful and wonderful thing to do for an animal. I don't hate raccoons, but I'm not stupid either. Like, I know most adult raccoons are going to, like, hurt you. Like, they're not really nice creatures, you know, like, they want to get in your food, they want to get into everything, they want to tear everything apart. They are not domesticated, they are wild animals. So letting them in is a bad idea. My boyfriend seems to be kind of an idiot with wild animals, so, I mean, he loves to, like, he thinks that he'll just hand feed, you know, raccoons and possums and squirrels like he's fucking Snow White or something. And it's like, no. I've learned my lessons in life. I've had too many encounters, or close encounters, with wild animals. I learned my lesson. Like, I have had a seal chase me. Not just a seal, but a baby seal. Yes, I know, you're thinking a baby seal? How could you be running from a baby seal? Let me tell you something. They will bite you. They will bite you, and it is not fun. It is not. And they move fast too, even baby ones. They're just like flop, flop, flop. And those fuzzy, cute little things you see can be very, very scary. They can. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. Also, I had a close encounter with a hawk. Yes, because I was dumb. These both happened when I was a teenager, the seal and the hawk. And I thought, well, there's a hawk, a large hawk that was just standing in the middle of our backyard. And my mother and brother were just like, wow, it's been there for a while. And it was just standing there doing nothing. And I was like, well, maybe it's hurt. And my brother was like, well, maybe I should call the Humane Society or whatever it was. Whatever thing that we had there. There was like the Audubon Society, I think is what he was calling. And me, I was like, I'm going to go outside. And my mother was like, well, stay in the inner fenced area, because we had the fenced backyard and the fenced front yard, and in between it was like an inner fenced area. I did not stay in it. I went into the backyard and slowly walked towards the hawk. And I didn't say anything. I was just looking at its face, like calmly, just being like, okay, probably shouldn't have been looking at its face. Probably was the worst idea. This hawk just went, vroom! I mean, its wings were huge. And I was just like, and I turned around and I ran. I ran all the way back into the house. And it had started to run after me. And then it flew. It flew off somewhere. And my brother was like on the phone with these, the society, and he was like, oh, no, my sister just scared it into leaving. So we don't know why it was standing there for so long, if it was waiting for prey. I was really big prey, for that hawk, but still it was super scary. It was like, no, kids, don't go up to a hawk. No matter what you think, leave that to professional people, because who knows what could happen. Like, that is some scary situations. And I know, don't go up to seals either. You see these things on TV where somebody with a camera is like, oh, I'm filming the seals, and several of them came up to me and cuddled me. And I think they probably think you're a seal because you're laying down and, on the beach or whatever, and they're like, oh, look, it's a weird form of seal. But I don't think that generally it's a good idea to mess with wild animals. I've had other encounters too, which can be talked about another day. Not ones when I got older, ones that I did not try to make happen. I did not walk up to anything, just stuff happened. I have an illogical fear of giraffes or any animal with a long neck. I just saw a film of flamingos yesterday, and I was like, okay, add another animal to the list of things that I think are creepy. Those long necks are super, super creepy. Flamingos are creepy. They are. They're just creepy. No, I don't like them. So now you know, I don't like giraffes. Or flamingos. Or emos. Or this weird deer thing I saw that's like from Africa or something that also has a long neck. Yeah, I didn't like that. Yeah, I forgot what it's called, but I was like, nope, don't like that. So, there you go. That's what I talked about today. This thing is so dry. Even my cheeks are dry, and my cheeks never get dry, like, with a mask on, unless I wear them for, like, over an hour. Like, this thing is, like, so ridiculously dry. I don't know. So, I'm gonna clean this off, because it's completely dry, and come right back. Yeah. I got, oh, there's a little bit still right here. I found it very drying to my skin, actually, which would be good if you had a lot of acne. I think that I myself do not care for this at all. Not my thing. I don't get a lot of acne though, unless I'm using a product that's causing acne, or it's a hormonal thing, like around my period, I'll get some acne. And then I'll just probably spot check anyways. This might be good as just a little spot check, except that you have to keep rubbing it till it turns blue, which I don't get. I really didn't like it for those reasons. I just want to be able to slap something on, okay? I think that if you're going to use a clay mud type mask, there are better ones that I've used. The Jorel one that I used a couple weeks back, that was really nice. Left my skin feeling really nice, but with not feeling like overdried. Like this feels like it super dried out my skin. Like I'm gonna have to put some really nice moisturizer on. But this is just too much in my opinion. Like you have to have really, really bad acne to need such a drying effect. It's so drying, I feel like it took all the moisture out of my face. Like there's no moisture left in my face at all. It's not okay. A mug my daughter had made me. Yeah. Didn't like that very much. So that was this week's mud mask. I will say, a couple weeks ago I did the foot mask thing, and I said in the last one that nothing happened. Since then, something has happened. And my feet is just like constant peeling. Like it's really like it's just constantly peeling. The skin's just peeling off my feet like crazy, which is what it's supposed to do. And then, you know, underneath is the nice soft feet. So it does work. It takes longer than what the claim is, I think. Because I think the claim is like 3 to 5 days. And I know some people who I've watched like YouTube videos with them using them and stuff, and they're like, oh, my feet's already started to peel. This particular one took longer than that. Now, this particular one was one that came from like China. Like, I don't even know what it's called. I got it for Wish. It was just the one that you get for Wish. And the instructions were all Chinese. So I have no idea, like, what the instructions really entailed. But, I mean, we pretty much got the idea from, like, watching other videos, too. Like, how it works. So, it does work. It just takes some time. But it does work. So, I'm letting you know that. Because in the last one, I was like, oh, nothing's even happened. Like, that was stupid. But no, it did finally happen. And now my feet just peel like crazy. It's actually kind of a horrible feeling because I have really bad knees. It's hard for me to like reach down to my feet. And so like to rub all that dead skin off is just really hard to do. So most of the time I'm just like letting it come off by itself, and it's super gross. Some people love that stuff. They find it fascinating. I'm kind of like, oh, this is really gross. My boyfriend is the opposite. He is fascinated by the fact that his feet are peeling the way they are, and is like loving. He has been sitting there for like hours at a time, maybe an hour at a time, just like peeling the skin off of his feet. And it's just been like, would you please stop that? It's gross. Nobody wants to see you peeling the skin off your feet. He's like, why? It's so fascinating. I'm like, a lot of people are like that. It's the same people that like to watch that, the pimple popper doctor or whatever on YouTube, where I'm like, no, that is so, so gross. Although I have to say, I watched another thing that was just, it was a bunch of pictures of like pore things and what it looked like after it got taken off. And I didn't find it so much fascinating as I was just like, Wow, that's a lot. Like, that's a lot of stuff that was in their nose. And I was kind of, like, not fascinated, but just like, whoa. Like, what have you been doing to have that much crap in your nose? I mean, I suppose some people are just naturally like that. I use that black stuff that it's like a mask that you can put it just like around here, and then you rip it off and it takes whatever out. Also I get it for Wish, so it's like a cheap version of like the thing that we use here. But it peels off and it like hurts. It hurts when you peel it off. But I never have anything on it. Like, I always like pull it off and I'm like, is there anything there? And there's never anything there. Like, nothing. And I've used pore strips before and it's the same thing. And I find it like surprising because I have kind of large pores. I mean, I look at them and I'm like, holy crap. Like, those are some big pores I have on my nose. So, oh, there's another little bit of the mask sticking to me. This is not what I used to take off the mask, by the way. I used a face cloth that was wet. So yeah. Anyways, I'm chit-chattering away again. As I love you guys. I love telling you my fascinating stories. And I hope you enjoyed this week's Mask Monday. And I hope you have a good week. And I hope you don't have too much stress and anxiety. Alrighty? I'll be talking to you soon. Bye-bye, kitty cats.